Hey, I have a question. Why retro game later when we're already retro gaming now? Let's unbox this. Welcome, Retro Chasers. Doing something a little different. Kind of this first-person view of an unboxing, and there's a good reason for that. If you've seen my old video of this Gameboy Zero that I'm about to unbox, we unpacked the Legend of Zelda version that was made by the same company, Retro Gaming Now. And I got a few people saying that they wanted to see more gameplay and they wanted to see more of what the device was all about. You know, there was a lot of talking and a lot of camera on me, and understandably, you want to see the device. So I thought to myself, let's unbox this together so you can get a feel of what to expect if you ordered from Retro Gaming Now. So let's get right into it. So of course, the Gameboy Zero, that is my name, and you know, for good reason, because number one, I am just a guy that just wants to play all of the consoles, just like the Gameboy Zero does, and also because I actually tried building one of these, and not that I failed, but I just kind of stopped. I kind of just gave up in the middle of it all because I have so much to do. There's so many things going on. So let's get right into this. So right away when we open this up, we get a wonderful greeting from Retro Gaming Now saying thank you. And it has what's involved. So here we have the RGN Pro system ready to play. One custom packaging, one custom display stand, and I actually have the display stand here. And this is made by our good friends Rose Colored Gaming. I'll also have that in the description down below. And we have one micro USB charging cable, and this USB charging cable, I gotta say, it's solid, it's quality, it's not your typical charging cable, and it's a micro USB. I'm gonna close this box and we're gonna get right into it. Here she is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know, you hold a regular Game Boy or Game Boy Advance or any controller for that matter, and you know, you get all the good feels. It just feels right. And if you were born in the 80s and 90s, you understand what I'm talking about. And not only that, I chose these custom colors, which is the Famicom. I've never owned a Famicom, but I'll tell you what. These colors do something for me, despite the fact that I've never owned the one with the Famicom colors. It's because I don't know. It just screams Super Nintendo for me. You'll see some boxes and some advertisement with those colors on it, and you know it's Super Nintendo. So I went with those colors, and they're not the original buttons, and that's with good reason. Why would you want to destroy a Famicom controller for just the buttons? So I'm okay with that. The colors are great. Now let's talk about the device itself. Right away, we can see a few things. So here itself, we have the USB charging with the LED. When it's on, it'll actually light up. And then we have the micro USB, which is completely accessible. It comes with a 16 gig card, so that's there. We have on the bottom here, we have a port for your headphones. We have the volume rocker. And you have a USB connector if you wanted to plug in your keyboard to do any modifications or change things up a little bit. You have your power button. You have, it's cool because it comes with the cartridge, which is actually part of the system. You do not pull this out. You do not want to pull that out. It's mainly just for looks, and it says Nintendo Zero right on there. And if you look on the bottom here, which is wonderful, people always ask me, and I actually forgot to mention it in my last video, you have two buttons, L and R, and they're just so clicky and so wonderful. And if you open this guy up, you will find a rechargeable battery. And the rechargeable battery holds very long. It's not going to be one of those things that you charge often. I mean, honestly, unless you're playing for a very long time, I haven't had to charge it once yet, and I've been playing with it the whole weekend. So yes, so start, select your D-pad, your BA, your your X and Y, which I forget which sides. Oh, the Y and X, Y X B A. There we go. And of course on the back, L and R. And I'm gonna tell you right now, before he actually had them here in the old system that I had. Yeah, so they were here, and it was kind of hard to press because you kind of had to do you had to hold it like this, so you would press it here. Great choice to have them there because it just feels right. Now you're holding it like this, so it works. So let's go ahead and let's turn it on, and while it's booting up, I'll tell you right now that this was very easy to manage. I added my splash screen. It'll come with an RGN splash screen, but I added my first Goomba, and while this boots up, let me talk about the first Goomba a little bit. So I will be having a video come out next week for the first Goomba, announcing what it is, as well as a giveaway of one of my posters. And now the first Goomba is a website resource hub or sensor or website for creative gamers. So if you are a YouTuber or Instagrammer collector and you're just looking to spruce up your brand a little bit, that's what the first Goomba will be. The first Goomba will be a place for you to be able to get logos, music, loops, whatever, you name it. Even if you need something custom, you can contact us and we'll be more than happy to help you. So let's get right into it. So right here you can see I installed, let's turn this light a bit here, and let's make sure we change, there we go. Let's change that for you. There we go. Now we're cooking. So I added the pixel, let's move this light for a little bit too. I should have planned this a little bit, huh guys? Alright, so right away you can see I have the pixel theme added on here, and it's wonderful. I mean, it's just one of those things that, again, you have it on here and just feels right, it plays right, it looks right, and the pixel theme is probably my favorite theme. It comes pre-installed with Carbon, but what's wonderful is this is using the latest version of Raspberry Pi Zero. What does that mean? It means it has Wi-Fi. So what's cool about that is that you can go right into Raspberry Pi, RetroPie, and go straight to the Wi-Fi, and it'll automatically give you instructions on how to connect. You add in your password, and then it'll give you an IP address. What's nice about that is that you can get something like CyberDuck, or what I use is Coda. It's an FTP file transfer protocol system or software that'll allow you to connect straight to this device through your Wi-Fi. And it will allow you to transfer ROMs, themes, splash images, and so on. So it's really cool. It's very intuitive, and that's that. I mean, it's really as easy as that. So let's go back to the game here. So I have a few games here. I'm not a fan of just grabbing a bunch of ROMs for the sake of grabbing ROMs. You know, I'll play some games that I have right here in front of me, and let's go with one of the classics. Like here we go, Mega Man X. So let's do that. Let's display it prominently there, and let's go and find Mega Man X. So right away, you could just press the R button and skip through. Here we go. JKLM Mega Man X. And again, there are no preloaded games on here. I actually preloaded some ROMs that I do own, and because it's obviously not legal to sell the ROMs, but you'll have some ROMs on here for testing purposes only. But yeah, you can go ahead and start installing all your ROMs and go right to it. So let's here we go. And right away you can see why this system makes so much sense. Now you gotta understand, it's the Zero, what does that mean? It means it's only rocking I want to say 512 megabytes of RAM. It's not as strong or as heavy as the Pi 2 or 3, which I believe is rocking 1 gigahertz. If I'm wrong, please correct me on that. So what that means is that you'll get some lag, and I'll tell you, I tried to install the PlayStation ROM, or ISOs rather, and it just didn't hold well. It didn't do a really good job. So I just removed it altogether, and you can do the same thing with N64, but the truth is the button layout, it's not the same. For PlayStation, you might need analog sticks for certain games, and obviously for the N64, you'll need some extra buttons for cameras and so on and so forth. So it doesn't make sense too much to play those type of ROMs. But what it does do well is Super Nintendo. It does lag a little bit with games that use the effects chips, such as Star Fox or Mario Kart. But where it shines the best, in my humble opinion, is the Game Boy Advance. So the Game Boy Advance, let's bring in a wonderful classic. Let's do Castlevania, one of my favorites. The Harmony of Dissonance. So let's go ahead and play that real quick, and right away you're gonna see why it just does well. Actually, you know what, this isn't probably not a good one because it does take forever to load. So let's try something a little different. Let's try what's a good one? Help me out, guys. What do you think a good one is? Let's see, we have no. Let's just bring up one of the Mario ones here. Why not? Let's bring up Mario Golf. And it just, the screen itself, I can't tell you what kind of screen he's using. It's pretty much your standard TFT screen. It's not high definition by any means, but it is, I can't even tell you what the resolution is, folks. I'm sorry, but you can see right away. Oh, that's it did glitch a little bit. It's not perfect, of course. Wario, he's wonderful. There you go. You could see. I mean, I'll angle it so that you can see how vibrant the screen is here. But it shines so well, so well. Let's try Metroid Zero Mission. Let's see, where do I have Metroid? I have a bunch of Mega Man ones. Here we go. Metroid Zero Mission. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It just looks so good. So the question is, who is this system for? The system is for anyone that has a crazy collection and travels a lot, maybe, and just wants to take their collection with them. I love, all my games. I have a plethora of games, too many. And it doesn't make sense to take it with me anymore, or anywhere rather. The PSP does a great job handling ROMs as well, but the truth of the matter is, it's not the same. It really is not the same. It is more powerful than the Pi Zero, and granted, it's still a good way to play your ROMs, but for some reason, this just makes sense. It works. It plays well on the nostalgia factor. I mean, nostalgia is a powerful thing. And it just works. So it's for those that really just love the old school gaming experience, and this is what that is. It plays old Game Boy games. It does a great job of just playing classics. Darkwing Duck, Donkey Kong, all those classics that we grew up with. Again, I don't condone necessarily downloading and just playing any ROM. I encourage you to just play the games that you have or you own, but I'm not judging anybody here. You do what you do. If you do have a system like this, you have to, you just have to experience it fully, and I get that. So if you are interested in this, I'm gonna have links in the description below that'll give you access to be able to have something just like this. And again, it's fully customizable, and you can do whatever you want with it. It's designed by you, but it's built by RGN. So Retro Gaming Now, we just want to thank you. They're not a sponsor. I'm just a pure fan of what they do. They do an amazing job. They have great customer service. If you have a couple issues, they have no problem with you sending it back, and they'll fix it right away for you. Their customer service is superb. I'm telling you, David and his team, they thrive on excellence, and I appreciate them for that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe. I know I've been out for a while, but again, I'm working on things like the first Goomba, and I'm going to have more information on that soon. Be on the lookout for the giveaway. I'm going to have way more information on my Instagram page soon, as well as a video on here. So again, like, share, subscribe. Please share this with somebody today, and I appreciate you tuning in and checking me out, Gameboy Zero. So again, until next week, I'm not gonna even say next week, because honestly, I don't even know. It's just that crazy. So I appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you next week. Gameboy Zero out. Peace.